Welcome back to Newswatch. The Biden administration's American Rescue Plan included billions of dollars to help cities and counties recover from the pandemic. Nick Veland has more on what the Southeast Ohio area looks to spend the money.
Signed the stimulus package on March 11th, but it has taken several months for the money and the guidelines on how to spend it to arrive. And even now, there is still confusion about what the money can be used for.
Not unrestricted. I think that's the big misunderstanding out there. There are some very specific areas, responses to the public health, public safety, lost revenue, aid to impacted industries. I want to make sure that these monies are well spent. It isn't simply show up at the commissioners' meeting and get a free check.
The federal government has provided an interim final rule that designates how the money can be spent.
My goal ultimately is to make sure that those funds are put into our community in a way that they were intended by the federal government, that they're utilized for the purposes and they meet the funding objectives that were spelled out in the interim rule, and that we can define the eligible uses and the restrictions on those funds clearly within the framework that, that we're asked to prepare them.
Counties received their first tranche of money at the beginning of June. As it stands, they are only in their initial stages of deciding how to spend it, and commissioners are looking for long-term investments.
You want to try to invest it so there's a long-term return as opposed to a one-time spend. So when you look at water and sewer, clearly that's something that would be an improvement that's going to last for a long time. It's going to continue to recoup money and solve a problem.
Broadband access is a major need in the region, and it's at the top of Washington County's list.
And is a huge weakness in our county. If you go out State Route 26, if you go out certain parts of this county, you don't get cell phone service, you don't get broadband service. There's just nothing out there. A couple of things. One, it gets them what they need for the kids for school, for telehealth, for employment. But it also raises the value of the property, and that helps everybody.
The initial spending plans must be submitted to the U.S. Treasury Department by August 31st, and commissioners are working to make their general ideas more concrete by then. For Newswatch, I'm Nick Veland.
Thanks, Nick.